Hi guys, this is Monday on A Plate Reading and I'm going to announce a little theme for the next week or so. The theme is George Orwell. Today, Monday the 21st of January, is actually 63 years since George Orwell died after a 3-year battle with tuberculosis, and so for that reason this day has been designated as George Orwell Day by Penguin and a few other people in the world of literature. So I have read, for the occasion, George Orwell's 1984. It is one of his most renowned and well-known works. I don't really want to give away the narrative because I really think this is a must-read, and so if you haven't read it already you really should. But I want to talk about some of the key themes that run through it and kind of like the background of it. So it was written in 1948 as a kind of foresight of what George Orwell thought 1984 could be like if kind of like power fell into the wrong hands following kind of the world wars and the Soviet Union's formation and stuff. And so he effectively envisaged the world being split between three superpowers. Basically these three superpowers were permanently at war with each other. The ruling state in Oceania was called Ingsoc, which is Newspeak for English socialism. Newspeak was a form of language that was imposed by Ingsoc to limit expression that was possible. They couldn't completely, fully express their thoughts, and the reason for this was because there was a thing that they called thought crime, and thought crime was effectively having kind of conspiracies and thoughts in your head that go against the Ingsoc government, and so Newspeak was a way of stopping thought crime from happening, and so that way people would not have the words to express the kind of revolutionist ideas that they were having in their heads. Another key theme is just basically censorship of all things. Ingsoc wanted Big Brother, their ultimate leader, to be so ever powerful, and they didn't want anything to come second to that, and that included sex. And so I'm always talking about sex, I know. So basically they were making marriage as a foundation, but basically only for a nuclear family, and there was to be no kind of love, no kind of relationships within that nuclear family, to the point where the children that were being brought up, having known none other world other than Ingsoc, they were being brought up to denounce their parents to the authorities if their parents were caught breaking any of these ridiculous laws. And also just they wanted to kind of remove all pleasure from the act of sex, and sex was then only supposed to be a means of making children to continue the human race and nothing else. Slogans that came along with the Ingsoc government that included war is peace, freedom is slavery, and ignorance is strength. They're all very ironic. I often kind of drew ties with the Bush administration, especially with the whole war is peace kind of ideology, because it feels as though Republican America can never be completely at peace unless they're at war somewhere, and their economy actually kind of relies on being at war, because so many of the big corporations are in the war industry, and so that was one of the main ties I drew with it. There are people that draw ties with it with things like Facebook and TV and CCTV cameras and things, and I think there are always times in life when maybe people overstep the mark with surveillance and things, but if you kind of look at the example of Facebook is a corporation, it is not a government entity, and so as much as people may use Facebook for the wrong reasons, I think as long as people use it with caution, there's no reason to be remotely alarmed by it. That's it for today. I do have some other books that I'm currently reading, however they're for my dissertation, and so not very interesting. Well, kind of, but I'm not really far enough along in the process that I'm really excited about it. If you want to see more of my review of 1984, I wrote a full review on Goodreads, which is a lot more eloquent than this, because I'm filming this at 10 to 12 on Sunday evening because I have work tomorrow, and so I'm slightly tired and I'm just kind of losing my train of thought. I did a blog post when I actually wrote something in Newspeak. It's kind of like an example of what, using like the appendix in the book and kind of examples from 1984, I tried to pen something together in Newspeak to kind of show how expressionless it is as a form of language, and because as a linguist that really kind of makes me tick. So thanks very much for watching. Holly will be up with a video on Wednesday. Until then, have a nice week. See you soon.